All right, we're looking at the Keithley 178, and this is serial number 17149. We're looking at the AC voltage range. This is the 2 volt range. We got 1 volt AC at 1 kilohertz coming in off of the Fluke 5200A. We're reading 1 and 5 zeros on my Keithley up above, and we're getting 0.9995. So 0.9945 is the minimum read. We got 9995, so we are more towards the middle, and the max read is 1.055, so we're reading good. Next is the 20 volt range, and we want to have 10 volts applied. So let's see, take ourselves off for a second, go up to 10 volts. Still 1 kilohertz. We are in the 20 volt range. We're good. Let's put ourselves online. We are reading 9.9995. Maybe a 6. And we are getting 10.004. And if we were between 9.955 and 10.045, we're good, and we are in between, so that's good. Now we want to go to the 200 volt range. All right, we're on the 200 volt range. We have 100 volts selected on the 5200A, and we're reading 100.004 volts AC on the Keithley. And on the test instrument, we're getting 100.05. So 100.05. And 100.05 is smack in the middle of the range. We have 99.55 on the low end, 100.45 on the high end. So we're good. All right, we're on the 1000 volt scale AC, and we've chosen 120, which is the actually 119.9999 or 120 rounded. I'm getting 120 on my Keithley up above here, and I'm reading 119.9 here. I can't produce 1000 volts. The highest I can get is this 120. I can read it on that scale, and it's a 4% error that they've allotted here. So as long as we're between 115.2 and 124.8, we're good. And I'm 119.9, so I'm right in between. So the AC scales are reading accurately for performance to the specs. We're going to move to DC now. All right, we've now set ourselves up in the DC volt range. We're on the 2 volt range scale, and we're putting in a 1 volt signal from this 343A DC calibrator, and that 1 volt signal is giving us exactly 1 volt. 1 point and all zeros, so let's put that down here. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. And as long as we were between 0.9995 and 1.005, we were good. And we're there. Let's go to the 20 volt scale. Okay, we went to 20 volts here. Take our calibrator offline. We want to go to 10 volts input on the 20 volt scale. Let's put ourselves online again. And we are getting 10.0001 volts DC off the Keithley. And we're getting 9.999 on the test instrument. So 9.999 is well in between the minimum and the max read, right in the middle. 200 volt range. We want to apply 100 volts DC. Stand by. All right, and we're getting 99.999 volts on the 2015. We're getting 99.99 reading on the test instrument. So 99, that's right smack in between the two readings. Beautiful. All right, we're going to do 1,000 volts on the 1,000 volt range, which in DC will handle 1,200. So we're free to put 1,000 volts on here. And that's what they're calling for. So, take ourselves offline. And put ourselves on 1,000. There we go. All right, we're getting a reading of 999.996. And we're getting 999.9 on the test instrument, so 9.9. So once again, we're smack in the middle of the range. Beautiful. DC voltages have passed all of their performance checks as required by the manual. Let's take a look at ohms. All right, once again, we're with the Keithley 178. We're on the ohms range now, or ohms function. And we are on the 2K range. We want to put in a 1.9K. So here's 1K, and then 0.9. And we want to see what we get. And the reading we get is 1.9000. 9000, which is perfect read. Let's go to the 20K. Okay, go back to 0 on our resistor-stat. We want to go 10K plus 9K is 19K. And we are getting a reading of 19.00. I'm going to call it a 1. I did see it flash 0, but I'm going to call it a 1. 19.001. Again, perfect read, smack in the middle between 1899 and 19.01. Let's go to the 200K range. Put our resistor-stat back at 0. We want 190K this time, so we're going to select 100K and 90K. That gives us 190. We've got a reading of 190.02. 190.02. We had to be between 189.90 and 190.10. So we're in the middle. Looks good. And let's go to the 2000K or 2 megohm range. Re-zero here. This time we want to put in 1900K, so we've got to put in 1,900,000. There's a million. And 900,000. And we get a reading of 1900.3. 1900.3. We needed to be between 1899 and 1901. We're beautiful. All right, we go to the 20 meg scale. Here I have to make a substitution again. The highest resistance I can get on this thing is 10 meg plus 1 meg. It'd be 11 meg. So we're going to go for 11 meg ohms instead of for 19 meg ohms, since I can't provide that. We'll go, here's 10 meg ohms, and then we're going to go add another 1 meg ohm here. So there's 11. All right, and we get a reading of 11.021. Yeah, 11.021. We needed to be between 10.560 and 11.440. And we're right in the middle. So, beautiful read. That does the performance checks. We've done DC voltage, AC voltage, and ohms, and all of the ranges. And she checks out. Nice looking unit. Nice stand. Let's move this out of the way here. And we'll disconnect this. And the rear, we can read the serial number. The serial number is 17149. And as usual, I will be providing, this is the way I do it, I provide leads with most of my instruments. Here's a set of test leads that'll come with it. We'll also provide the manual on CD. So if you need to reference performance checks like we just did, to double check what I did, you're welcome to do that. You can also, there's user guides on it, and there's a service section to it. So it's a beautiful instrument, very large bright LEDs, accurate readings on DC volts, AC volts, and ohms, from 2 volts to 1,000 volts, or 2 kilo ohm range to 20 meg ohm range. So thank you for listening, and happy bidding.